When the rain is blowing in your face, and the whole world is on.
Fame once traveled by radio and record stores, and it felt permanent. But outside the spotlight, even the biggest voices could vanish into everyday noise. These were 10 true moments when legends blended into the crowd, and nobody knew they were there. When musicians don't get recognized in public, lock in for the full countdown, then subscribe for more music history stories that still feel unbelievable. Number 10. Joshua Bell. "43 minutes of world-class violin went unheard on January 12, 2007, in the Washington, D.C. Metro at L'Enfant Plaza. 3 days before, the same musician had performed to a packed house at a concert hall in Boston. That morning, at age 39, he played Bach and other classical showpieces as a street busker. While commuters treated it like background noise, one person recognized him near the end, and the final take for the whole stunt was $32.17. Afterward, the moment became a modern legend because it proved something painful and simple: context-controlled value. Bell even joked that it was not so bad, basically $40 an hour. Just a few months later, on April 10, 2007, he accepted the Avery Fisher Prize at Lincoln Center, the same artist the crowd had ignored underground. Number 9. Bob Dylan. In October of 2001, the songwriter behind Like a Rolling Stone and the new album Love and Theft ran into the least glamorous side of fame, a security checkpoint. Dylan had asked for tighter tour security, then got held up at the door before his own Oregon show because he did not have the right backstage pass. One guard reportedly put her hands up and gently stopped him, and the moment landed like a punchline written by the universe. The timing made it even stranger. Love and Theft had been released on September 11th, 2001, hit number 5 on the Billboard 200, and later went gold in the United States.
I say, who gonna take away his license to kill?
In the long view, Dylan stayed too important to mistake, but that night proved celebrity was not a magic shield. It was paperwork, lighting, and luck. Number 8. Erykah Badu.
Saw in the bathroom stall, was there when she took him out. Hey!
A Grammy-winning voice tested anonymity in the loudest place imaginable, Times Square. In October of 2014, Badu appeared disguised and performed for donations, trying to see what pure street-level attention looked like.
I'm in your city. We're in Manhattan right now. We are on the corner of West 42nd Street.
Without the name, without the styling, without the stage, the number that stuck was brutal: $3.60. Not even enough to crack $4. At 43 years old, she watched strangers flow around her like she was invisible.
Haven't sold a record in a long time. Bitch needs some money, yeah.
The contrast was sharp because her debut era was anything but small. Baduism went multi-platinum in the United States and helped define late 1990s neo-soul. The lane later filled by artists who prized mood, groove, and personality over glossy perfection. That Times Square clip showed the other side of the coin. Even a star could disappear when the crowd did not expect art. Number 7. Dolly Parton.
I would only be in your way.
A self-made legend, explained her own hidden in plain sight moment with perfect timing and perfect comedy. At the National Press Club on February 10th, 2009, Parton told the story of going to Santa Monica during the hottest part of her career, when drag performers were everywhere and a Dolly lookalike contest was happening.
But anyhow, you just kind of have to look at it. I get some of my best comedy out of reading the tabloids.
She made the wig bigger, the beauty mark bigger, the whole image louder, then walked around and got nothing. Nobody paid any attention to me, she said. That story hit because her image was already world famous, built on songs like Jolene, 9 to 5, and I Will Always Love You. It also aged well, because newer generations kept pulling her work forward. Jolene alone became a modern rite of passage, covered and reshaped by artists like the White Stripes and Beyoncé, proof the iconography outgrew the person standing right there. Number 6. U2.
With or without you. With or without you.
A stadium-level band went underground, and for a moment, the world did not notice. On May 4th, 2015, U2 joined Jimmy Fallon for a busking in disguise segment at the Grand Central 42nd Street subway stop in New York, opening with I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. With Bono, The Edge, Adam Clayton, and Larry Mullen Jr. hidden under hats and wigs, commuters kept moving, like it was just another day. The irony was enormous. The Joshua Tree was a diamond-certified album in the United States and won Album of the Year at the Grammys, and yet the band still needed the reveal to flip the crowd into recognition. Their sound later shaped Arena, emotion for groups like Coldplay, and their scale influenced younger rock bands like The Killers. But the subway did not care about legacy, it cared about context. Before we continue, which moment felt like the biggest reality check? Dylan getting stopped at the door? Or Joshua Bell getting ignored in the metro? Did you ever walk past a street performer and realize later what you missed? Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Number 5. Jewel. A karaoke bar became a time machine back to 1990s pop, and most people in the room had no idea. On July 14th, 2010, an Associated Press report described Jewel walking into a Los Angeles karaoke spot called the Gaslight, disguised as Karen.
Me to dress up as somebody else and have me go to a karaoke bar and sing my own songs and see if people would recognize it as me.
The room braced for the usual 4 minutes of shaky singing, then she suddenly delivered pitch-perfect versions of her own songs. Who Will Save Your Soul and Foolish Games. The crowd reacted to the voice first, and the fame later. It worked because Jewel was exactly the kind of star people forgot was technically elite. Her debut album, Pieces of You, released on Atlantic in February of 1995, became a slow burn phenomenon and was later certified 12 times platinum by the RIAA. The undercover moment proved the same point as the subway stunts. The music landed hardest when nobody expected it. Number 4. Green Day.
Have you lost all sense of control?
A New York commute turned into a punk rock postcard from 2 different eras at once. On January 16th, 2024, Green Day appeared for a surprise subway performance at the 47th to 50th Street's Rockefeller Center station with Jimmy Fallon on tambourine. They mixed the new with the immortal, including Look Ma No Brains, Basket Case, and American Idiot.
Rude boy, don't call me toast. Chop down and I'm out of yours. Maybe I'm in love with you.
And the crowd gradually shifted from suspicion to smiles to full attention. Billie Joe Armstrong was 51, still selling urgency like it was 1994. That year mattered because their catalogue already had insane weight. Dookie became a rare, era-defining blockbuster and was certified 20 times platinum in the United States. And producer Rob Cavallo helped shape the band's big studio punch.
Everybody to the pump again.
Their ripple also showed up in the next wave. Pop-punk groups like Blink-182 openly borrowed from Green Day's playbook, right down to specific riffs. Number 3. Christina Aguilera.
These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites.
A voice that defined early 2000s pop tried to hide in plain sight, and the disguise barely mattered. In mid-June of 2018, Christina Aguilera and Jimmy Fallon busked in the subway beneath Rockefeller Center, opening with Aretha Franklin's Think. The minute she leaned into the big notes, the crowd behaved like it recognized greatness, even if it did not immediately recognize the face. After the reveal, she switched to her own hit fighter, and the platform turned into a spontaneous sing-along. The timing was not random. Her album Liberation arrived on June 15th, 2018, and the stunt was part promotion, part experiment, part reminder. Aguilera already had a legacy anchored by Stripped, a major era statement later certified 5 times multi-platinum by the RIAA. And for the next generation, she stayed a vocal reference point, with singers like Ariana Grande openly listing her as an influence. Number 2, Adele.
My obsession about the things I can't control.
A record-breaking superstar walked into a room full of people trained to spot her and still managed to pass as a stranger. Adele, at the BBC, was broadcast on November 20th, 2015, the same day her album 25 was released. That album did the unthinkable, selling 3.38 million copies in its first week in the United States. Yet in the show's famous sketch, she showed up disguised as Jenny, a nanny among Adele impersonators at a staged audition setting, and the room treated her like just another hopeful. The reveal hit when the voice took over.
And the whole world is
She performed Make You Feel My Love, and the recognition spread person by person, like a ripple through the room. The moment fit this list because it showed fame was fragile without the usual signals. Even at 27, with the biggest album on earth, she still needed to sing to be seen. Later artists like Sam Smith openly admired her honesty and how she handled fame, but that day proved she could still vanish in a crowd. Number 1, Maroon 5. A pop band built for radio proved it could still feel magical at street level. In a November 2017 clip from The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Adam Levine and Maroon 5 guitarist James Valentine went busking in disguise with Fallon at the 47th to 50th Street subway station below 30, Rockefeller Plaza. They opened with a cover of Queen's crazy little thing called Love.
This thing called love, I just can't handle it.
And for a moment, it played like random entertainment, the kind New Yorkers heard every day and forgot 5 minutes later. Then the masks came off, and the vibe snapped into place. They followed with Sugar, a modern hit that peaked at number 2 in the United States, and the platform turned into a party. It made the perfect closer because it ended warm. People did not just recognize the musicians, they recognized themselves, the part that still wanted a surprise song, a shared chorus, and a happy ending to the commute.